Buxtehude. This is my friend Charish.
Hello.
You may remember her from the way back Boozy Buxtehude episode 1.
Yes. Different wig.
Yeah, it was quite fun that day. So, we just want to have kind of a open-ended discussion about self-care, especially because of the election.
Yes. So, there's about 50% of us in this country who were dealt a devastating blow regarding democracy, the lack of safety, and the apocalypse that is about to befall us in the next year.
Yeah.
How do we take care of ourselves?
Right. This is not a question related to that, but have you noticed a sort of like a sadness or in your students, like a dumbing of spirit, sort of?
No. Have you?
Yes. The day after the election, my students were like sad and like just sitting there. Some of them were literally absent, not there, like a noticeable chunk. And it was just a really strange atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
They were really just dejected and sad.
Okay, so my students, I had to be the one to bring it up to them, like, how does everybody feel? And everybody felt relatively okay. Either they didn't vote, and I think maybe only a couple students in each class voted. And if they did, they seemed relatively apathetic to the whole situation.
Okay.
There was one student in my second class, however, who said, this is kind of scary for me because a few of my family members are undocumented. And I think that was kind of the perspective that we needed in our classroom at that moment. Oh, here's an actual person who is affected by this immediately.
Right.
So, but other than that, everybody was cool. I was the one who was
freaking out.
I was messed up.
Yeah, I was not. Like, I did not expect Trump to win, obviously. And
did you have to teach the day after?
Yeah, immediately after.
I didn't.
I can't believe this is happening. I don't know how I'm gonna get in front of people and be my normal peppy, like, teachery self.
I know.
It was a bit of a struggle to get back into that mode.
Oh, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was kind of like, okay, everything's fine. Let's learn about prepositions, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, let's pretend that matters right now.
Nobody cares about grammar.
Right?
So what are you doing to, like, keep yourself afloat?
I used to play video games a lot as a teenager, and the Final Fantasy series in particular, if you've heard of it. And Square Enix released a game called World of Final Fantasy about a month ago, which is, it's kind of a love letter to fans of that series because a bunch of characters from the other games show up, and it's kind of like Pokemon for Final Fantasy.
Is that copyright infringement?
It feels like it should be. Like, the characters, or the little monsters are called Mirages, but I call them Pokemon, because that's what they are. Like, it's sort of blatantly ripping it off, but so is Digimon, so whatever.
That's true. I remember Digimon, the cartoon. So video games have been, like, a solace to you.
Yeah, it's a good way to blow off steam by, like, fighting imaginary creatures that, you know, you can slash at them and nothing happens. I don't know. That's been nice.
Well, I think that's kind of the same for children who deal with, children who watch scary movies or violent movies with superheroes. At the end of the, the movie or the show, they see that the good guy has won and that everything is okay in the world. Like, if we see these awful things played out in a safe space and then triumph over it, psychologically, I think it makes us feel better and more in control of our own lives.
Yeah.
That's psychobabble. Sorry.
No, I think that's true. And that may be why I was so unprepared for the election, because I think in my head there was some voice that's like, no, the good side will win.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way this will happen because love always wins. But no, this is the real world.
What else are you doing?
I did buy some books. You know, there's a little retail therapy in there.
How many books did you buy?
I think only 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not too bad.
It's not terrible.
They were ones I'd been planning to buy anyway, but I think I bought them sooner because I was
Aw.
looking for the happiness of new books.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I could show you,
Yeah,
actually.
show us.
You'll edit this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I bought a new candle too, from Bath and Body Works.
Nice.
Yeah, their hot chocolate and cream candle smells amazing.
I have done something that I've never done before. I am 32 years old, and I'm a comic book kid. I'm like a 9-year-old boy who's running to the comic book store every week. Not every week, but kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I am reading comics now. And I started off with Sandy when we went to Ann Arbor to see Margaret Atwood. She took me to, is this it?
Yeah, Vault of Midnight.
Vault of Midnight store. It is adorable in there.
I want to go back and buy more things.
I started off buying maybe 3 or 4 Black Panther comic books. And then I went ahead and started buying them all.
That's quite a collection.
I started to buy them all once we got back home. 1 through 7 of Black Panther. And then I was like, no, we're not going to stop at Black Panther. We're going to go to World of Wakanda, which is like all the backstory leading up to this series.
Okay.
Fantastic thing about both of these is that Ta-Nehisi Coates, really important writer. What does he write for The Atlantic?
Probably.
We'll edit this.
Yeah, we'll look it up and I'll put it here.
I mean, he's written a lot of great things about race relations and, Black politics in the United States. And now he's writing a comic book, or he's helping write. And then Roxane Gay, the feminist writer who wrote Black Feminist, or no, Bad Feminist.
Oh yeah, I see that, and I'm always like,
And she writes fiction too. She's writing this series that involves like the female warriors of Wakanda.
Awesome.
I'm like, what's going on here? Comics are finally interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm excited
the new
about this.
Iron Girl.
Yeah, I kind of want to read that before I leave, if I may, because I saw that was coming out, and Iron Man is my favorite of the Marvel Avenger people, and I was like, that's amazing! So, yeah, I'm jealous.
Turns out, Iron Man is now a little black girl named Riri Williams, who's a super genius who built her own iron suit. Anyway, this is the first issue, and when they come back with the second issue, they will call it Iron Heart.
Okay.
Because she can't be Iron
Man,
I guess.
Iron Woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this has been giving me so much hope.
Yeah.
This is my own way to deal with uncontrollable stuff on the outside.
Yeah. Escape into art. It's the best way.
I know. While still learning about politics and post-colonial issues in this made-up African nation.
Yeah.
Who has resources that people want.
Imagine what will happen.
Yes. Also been watching Lifetime movies.
Yeah.
TV for women.
We were just watching a little bit of Wendy earlier.
Wendy Williams has been giving me a lot of food for thought. I find that I've been watching a lot of TV, which may or may not be a good thing, but it is helping me after a long day of working and dealing with crap on Facebook.
Yeah.
So is tea making you feel good?
Yes.
Do you have a huge mug?
I have I only have a couple big mugs, and I use those to hold pens.
Okay.
But tea actually has been a new kind of love for me. I found in Meyer Harvey and Sons vanilla tea. It's a black tea, and it's non-caffeinated, so I can drink it at night. And so now I've started buying all of their kinds of teas. They're really good.
Those are the kinds that you can get at Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, they're in the fancy tins, and they're a little expensive, but they're really good. So.
But you get a few bags in there.
Yeah, you get 30 bags in the ones at
That's
And,
not bad.
Yeah,
I can picture you like under a blanket, kind of like holding it up to your face and smelling, eyes closed.
Yep. Watching 30 Rock just with my tea. That's my happy place.
What else are we doing?
I do yoga a lot. Like I tried not to do yoga too much because then it's not really like working out, but this past month or so I've just been letting myself do more yoga because I want to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's always a good reason to do exercise or relax because you want to.
It does.
It's like a new routine for you?
I've been drinking less too.
I've been drinking a lot less too.
Yeah, drinking less has been good for the body. And so that and yoga sort of go together to creating a more wholesome self. I don't know.
Well, I can say since I have stopped imbibing quite as much, I have been going to bed a lot earlier.
Sleep
So much sleep.
Yeah, sleep's important.
Sleep that I needed. Sleep that is not being interrupted by like late night snacking. So I'm actually eating meals on time because Noah and I were convinced that we were really cool by eating our dinners at midnight. Like the Spaniards. You know, in Spain they always eat late. Let's see. I haven't started exercising at all. Like, I know I should. I'll eventually get around to it. Probably the beginning of the year, like everybody else.
Yeah. Cherish's apartment always smells lovely.
Yes. We melt candles or melt wax things.
Yeah. This is the time to show this off again.
Yes.
I did show this off last time, but in case you missed it,
Yes.
this is the best candle in the world.
It's full of reverence and love.
Yes.
And understanding. Saint Freak Bowie. What are you doing about diet and food? Is that a thing that we're worried about? I've been drinking a lot more water. I've been trying to do vegetarian.
Oh, how's it going?
So far, okay. I think I've eliminated, not completely, but just cut out a lot more meat when I go shopping at the grocery store because it's so easy to pick up a pound of, I don't know what, chicken or steak or something. And I'm like, what's going on in this produce area that I keep walking past?
Vegetables are, for some reason, so much more difficult to prepare. There's so much chopping, and then you have to put stuff away and wash boards and knives and all that.
Yeah. We've managed to make fun grilled cheese sandwiches. We made one out of Gruyere and olive tapenade.
That sounds good.
Sounds mad fancy, right?
Yeah. Fancy cheese is good.
Yeah. Always good. And that was vegetarian. Although I could probably stand to cut out a little bit more dairy. I watch documentaries like Forks Over Knives, and then I get really, oh my god, we gotta get rid of everything. We need a new plan.
Yeah.
And Noah hates it when I watch documentaries like that. When he comes home, he never knows what to expect.
What behavior are we going to vastly have to adapt overnight?
Yes.
Yeah.
What else are we doing?
Self-care is kind of a thing I'm not used to doing. I'm not used to having that as it's not something that my family would accept as a legitimate practice. My family is much more of the fact you can do anything and you can force your body to do it if you just discipline yourself enough. You will live through it. Don't worry about it. Suck it up. And so the concept of letting myself take time to make sure I'm okay up here is a little foreign. It feels like I'm being lazy. Because I know if I told my dad this is what I was doing, he'd be like, you should be working. Go out and cut the grass. Something like that. I don't know, is that, do you have that mental, am I allowed to take this time to take care of myself thing?
Yeah. Well, I think that sounds like Protestant work ethic, where the only true way to salvation is to work for it.
Work your way.
So I guess self-care is not mamby-pamby sissy work. I think it's actually really hard work. Because I think not only does your family share that sentiment, but all of America probably does.
Kind of feels that way, yeah.
And that's how we work ourselves into early graves. That's how we all miss sleep.
Right.
And we all eat poorly. And we make that up with, substance issues. I don't know. I think this is a long-term problem that if you don't take a break right now and get your shit together, later on down the line, you will definitely have a heart attack.
Right.
Like I said, taking care of one's body and mind, there's nothing wrong with that. I think maybe the different definitions of self-care people look at and say, oh, that just looks lazy. Like my watching Lifetime movies, that might look like lazy behavior if my self-care doesn't look like your self-care.
True.
But it works for me.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe we have to allow ourselves to not only give each other a break, but give ourselves a break.
Yeah.
Because we're really judgy and petty.
Yeah.
I know I am.
I know. I hate that about myself, but I do. It's so hard to stop doing that when you spend your whole life like making snap judgments about people, and then you hit grad school and you're like, oh wait, everything is that I've been done or that I've been taught to do, society has been manipulating me into that.
Yeah.
How do I change those behaviors?
Oh.
Yeah.
We're so petty and messy. I think next year for me is gonna be all about cleaning up my, this sounds mamby-pamby, but cleaning up my inner sanctity. Inner sanctuary, my mind and body temple. That sounds so
It's a
lame.
good goal, though. I mean,
that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
It's just when you say it out loud, it sounds really lame.
Right. We're all going to go on Eat, Pray, Love destination journeys. I don't know.
That kind of money.
Right. Who does?
I'm coming up with so many outlandish goals for next year.
Well, it's got to be better than this year. 2016
Sure
can
is.
just end already.
Sure as hell should be.
Yeah. What are they? What are your goals?
Oh my god. I'm going full throttle. I'm just like, I'm going to burn this down. I'm going to build this up. I'm going to read everything. I'm going to write more.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a podcast, which is insane. I'm going to read the Beyonce's Lemonade syllabus that an academic was so gracious to put together when the album dropped earlier in the year. Like all of the feminist critique, all of the fiction associated with an album like Lemonade, I'm gonna read it all.
That is ambitious, but awesome.
It is ambitious. I hope to finish a book. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'd like to secure another form of employment that doesn't involve me grading papers so much or making out weird progress reports.
Yeah, childish monitoring reports.
Yeah. Do you have any outlandish goals?
Well, I too would like to finish up my book. I was doing NaNoWriMo really well until the election happened, and then that kind of just... I don't know why that just
2 weeks in.
Yeah, it just
or
sort
a
of
weekend
destroyed it. So I'm not giving up, but I don't think it's possible for me to take care of myself and do my job and hit the 50,000 words anymore. So I'm just my goal is to just keep working on the draft, keep going, finish that, and also to get another job because teaching will be done by December 16th. I counted, and I have only, like at the high school I have the most classes left, and I have, I think, 11 after today, so that's not very many, which is kind of weird.
No.
Yeah.
You're wrapping up.
I know, it feels really strange to not be thinking about what to put on the syllabus next year.
I know.
Like, I have good ideas, and I'm just like, but now I don't get to use them because I'm quitting, but...
You have good ideas to put to something else.
Right, I get to use that energy for something for me for a change instead of...
That's true.
Instead of kids. Which, I don't know.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's gotta be better.
the horoscope for Gemini, which is what I am, in the latest issue of In Style, says that my career will take off around the holidays. So that would be perfect. You know,
God.
that'd be great.
Couldn't come.
It's in the stars, right? It's gonna happen.
Not a moment too soon.
I know.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a Gemini.
Yeah, what are you?
Leo. Leos are fun, vivacious, explosive characters with big hair. Duh.
Well, fits the bill so far.
Self-fulfilled prophecy. But the stars are aligning for you to get it together.
Yeah, even the universe is saying, come on, Sandy, get a different job.
Nice.
So I'm taking the advice finally. I'm listening to the signs.
Awesome.
Yeah, self-care is sort of, I don't know, just talking about it as a thing that is acceptable with people and seeing other videos about it has made me think, oh, so it's okay to do that. You know, if I feel like I need to just veg for an hour, have a cup of tea, and watch my show, that's totally acceptable.
For sure. And I don't see why not. If you can take care of yourself today, then you can live to fight another day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage everybody to take time to get themselves together after such a weird blow to half of America.
Right.
This was a huge blow for. And the subsequent news that happened, you know, Gwen Eiffel just died, the PBS NewsHour anchor. Which is such a bummer, because she was such, like, I actually wanted to interview her one day, because I thought, you know, you are a Black woman who has done so much for the news, that day never came. But, you know, for all of us who are still reeling from all of the terrible stuff that we've been seeing, we need to take care of ourselves. And then we need to get back in the lab and start raising hell.
Right.
Like, burn it down.
Feminist rage!
I'm always telling people to burn it down. Mind you, I've never burned anything down. I'm not an arsonist. But I don't know, I tell my students to burn it down often.
Oh, maybe a closing segment, because I don't know how much space is on my camera here, but any works of art that you've been, like, taking power from this week or anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest came out with a new album, and it's hella good. And I've been, like, steadily listening to Solange.
Her new album is, like, really just...
so good.
Yeah.
Seat at the Table. I put these on when I walk around the block. I put these songs on when I'm working around the house, when I'm sitting to write. Like, this is the music that reminds me of, okay, art can actually help soothe our souls. Does that sound lame?
No.
Okay.
I think that's what it's there to do. Yeah.
What are you pulling from?
I am a longtime Muse fan, and their album, particularly called The Resistance, has been, like, the lyrics in that are just so applicable right now. I'm like, yeah, I need to step up and do something.
That's true.
So I've been listening to Muse a lot.
Let's dive into art, because I have a feeling that most of the people who listen to your who watch your videos are
their art friends.
Kind-hearted, humanities-leaning people.
Yeah.
Dive into your art for a little while, sort things out in your heart and brain, and then get ready to burn it down.
Solid ending there. Yes. Okay, well, thank you for being on Books to Huda, and Books to Huda.
There's no amount of drinking that you can do to make this year go away.
It's gonna be a long binge if you're going to just drink through the next 4 years.